Quit rushing the process. The process takes time. And if you try to rush the process, you're going to set yourself up for failure. This is Evolve Strong with CJ, and this is CJ. I help you lose 10 pounds and 5 inches in 28 days. So listen up. It's been coming up a lot more recently when individuals start their wellness journey or their fitness journey or reboot it, or they come to a point in life, even when they're training with me, that they have an immediate goal that they have to achieve, whether there be something told to them by a doctor, whether they're got a surprise trip, a presentation coming up. Unfortunately, if you rush the process and you don't develop the underlying habits, or you try to cut corners, the ability to fail in the process greatens considerably, and the likelihood of failure increases considerably. Let me just tell you kind of what goes on here. So as individuals come into Shred, I do guarantee 10 pounds and 5 inches within 28 days. There's some really cool anatomy that occurs with the digestive tract when you start increasing the usage of your abdominal wall and the core, and you start tightening it, and then you start moving. Literally, your shit starts to move. No kidding you. So if you have bloat, if you have areas where, you know, there's pooling of different fluids or different things that are inside the core, you know, what happens is when you start increasing your blood flow and when things start coming alive again, guess what happens? Things just start to, you know, deplete. They just start to, you know, excrete, and your sweat starts going. Things just start to pull tighter. Your core actually does pull tighter, literally, because the abdominal wall itself is being engaged. So you're strengthening that area, which begins to tone, which pulls that midsection in. So the reason that I can guarantee 5 inches is not necessarily that you're going to be, there's a whole science behind it. And 5 inches, if done correctly. Now, not all training, don't get me wrong, not all training will do this for you. Not all training will do this for you. But my type of training with the Phoenix protocols, the one that I've created, and within Shred, if you put output in for 6 days a week, and then you begin to monitor your diet, or you become accountable for it, there's a psychological effect there too. So with that said, you start getting these amazing results immediately. Then what happens is there's a psychological effect when you start to move as well. It begins to recalibrate your hormones, such as when you exercise for a full hour a day, you burn off cortisol, which is the stress hormone. You release all of these other cool hormones, which is dopamine, serotonin, epinephrine. You get all of these really good feel-good feelings. And really the dopamine hormone is the love drug. And so you actually start being more proud of who you are when you see yourself in the mirror. And so there's a psychological effect. Then you actually really start feeling good. You start looking good. So when you look at yourself in the mirror and those jeans start to fit well, or you start seeing a bicep coming out of your shirt now, you know, you're coming alive. You're doing what we call hypertrophy of the muscles. So that means that the muscles are growing because you're increasing blood flow. You're doing all different kinds of things. So your body starts to transform. So you have a physiological effect, you have a psychological effect, and then literally your pants start fitting better. So you start getting these amazing results, and you start feeling better too. Now, don't get me wrong, that first week or two sucks. The first couple of days, you want to faint, you want to throw up, you want to do all different kinds of things when you're with me. But if you overcome that and your body starts coming alive, the positive effects are just simply amazing. So think about all this. Think about all this good stuff that's occurring. Then all of a sudden, it occurs to you that, okay, man, I've done this within 3 to 4 weeks. Now I want more. I want more. It's almost like a drug, right? But the problem is, within the first 28 days, you're going to get probably the biggest returns that you can. Now, it's probably going to even take more focus, more energy, more habit formation in order to get the next subsequent changes within the body. Then there comes a point where you have to maintain it. And at that point, now the real habits, the real hustle, the having to get up every single day for the rest of your life. Remember, guys, fitness is not finite. Fitness is for the rest of your life. And there's never a silver bullet. Well, other than CJ. I got to put that in there. Come on, guys. You got to laugh a little bit at that one. But I do. I mean, I give you my knowledge. I got 25 years in this industry, actually coming up on 30. Kind of know what I'm doing a little bit, right? Now, that's the only proud part that I'll put in there a little bit. Now, there's going to be a lot better than there's going to be a lot more. But, if you're just starting, I can definitely guide you. But the deal is this. It's 1 million golden BBs that get the shot. 1 million golden BBs. There's not a silver bullet. So quit trying to rush the process. And then when you get to a point of maintenance, guys, now the real work sets in. Now this becomes a true lifelong habit of maintaining. Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing worse than going out on a hot date and saying you're on a diet. Life is not worth living without a cranberry fritter or a fucking beer. Seriously, you got to enjoy it. And when you go on vacation, you damn well better go on vacation and eat every bit of the food and enjoy the street foods and have a great time. But then when you get back, you got to get back on the wagon and you got to maintain. And that's when the real focus sets in. I love my coach because my fitness coach, my fitness business coach, his name is Jimmy Pompeo. He's from Australia. He's actually in Australia. And he has this clock and he says the first hour he deals with his health within the day. The first hour is dealing with his health within the day. The next 10 hours are dealing with his wealth. And then the remainder of his day is dealing with his relationship with his beautiful fiance. I love that. I love that. But he says that the non-negotiable in life is his health. Because guys, even today I had a client come in, and this is one of the main reasons why I talked about this. He's 40 years old, came in today, fell down. And the reason he fell down, he had to get some knee issues taken care of because of the way he fell. But it was a blessing because they took some blood out of him. And the doctor told him that if you don't change your lifestyle now, you're going to have a heart attack in the next 2 to 3 years. His LDLs were super, super low. His HDLs were super high. He was a mess. And so the plaque buildups are going to start occurring. His veins are going to start cracking. There's just some things going on. So now he wants to change it because he has this goal that's occurring, right? And then I also have this other individual that just 2 weeks into Shred, she's seeing so many good benefits of this right now, but she wants to push a little bit more. What part of my job is to pull you back and to allow you to take the steps necessary to build the foundational habits. It's like building a high rise. If you don't take care of the basement and the foundation first, you cannot build on that. And if you try to go immediately to build the second and third story without building that foundation, a moment a wind blows, it's just going to crack. And that's my job. So again, be very careful of trying to push with a silver bullet or trying to push too hard at the beginning. Now, yes, I have other clients. Yes, Richard, been with me 12 weeks, lost 70 pounds and just under 15 inches in 12 weeks. But that's an anomaly. And he's done some amazing work. It's doable. It's doable. Now he has to get to a maintenance side. And now, unfortunately, there's a law of what we call diminishing returns. And what that means is he's not going to lose as much as quick. And now it's coming into the maintenance aspect where he has to transition from losing to maintaining to continue to build muscle. And especially as we age, middle-aged, when our hormonal structures change, just our healing process begins to age, it takes a lot more to maintain muscle tone. It takes a lot more to maintain weight, especially at new levels, new doubles with stresses and family and work. And I can see immediately how people fall off the wagon. So again, it takes a lot more effort, if not more effort, down the line than it does at the beginning. But if you are losing, 2-3 pounds a week, if you're losing 2 to 3 about 2 inches a week, that first, 28 days, you're doing fucking phenomenal. And, it's a slow process. I can get you there a little quicker than most, but You got to respect the process and you got to respect each level. So, words of advice, don't rush it. Don't rush it. You got the rest of your life. All right. Now, I do understand that if you have a vacation or if you have a photo shoot or something like that, there are techniques, but don't make that habitual. All right. Don't make that habitual. So I would love to help you. If you want to reach out, 505-591-4700, 591-4700, area code 505. Text, call, email, whatever. cj@evolvestrong.com is my email. Love to help you out. Also, too, guys, if you know of anybody else that wishes to work out with us, I live on referrals. We all do. For my heart cheers, remember, start strong, stay strong, always be evolve and utmost strong. Please, please, please make sure that you subscribe to this. I do this as a free service, and it helps me out a lot if you subscribe and if you give some testimonials on this, if you like it. All right? Leave some comments. Later, guys.